Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
Wow, hello guys, here we are and welcome to this awesome new feature that Ecamm have brought into us for interviewing. This is such a big deal. This is probably, I'm Adrian Salisbury. I should just introduce myself. I'm getting carried away already. And I run the Ecamm Live Academy, and time and again we do interviewing and people say, I hate having to use Skype. I hate that, I talk to my guests and they say, I don't have a Skype account, or there's problems that go on. And we've just been long awaiting the day when Ecamm said, you can bring a guest straight into Ecamm. And here we are. Today it's happening. And I'm going to run through with you. I'm going to bring this over and just have a look at the chat over here. What I want to do on this live, I've already put a tutorial up for you. There's a link in the description that just gives you a walkthrough of how to use this new feature. What I thought would be great would be to get on the live and chat through with you today And Ken is going to be joining us. He's already in the chat here, but I'm going to bring Ken on in a bit. I said to him, let's get it started, and then I want to bring him in because I'm going to share my screen to you and let you see how this works when I bring a guest in, rather than having him sitting here waiting and you're kind of thinking, well, what's it like? How does it work when they arrive? So yes, a few things about that intro. Yes, that is a little pre-recorded video that we run. It's just a nice way, rather than coming in straight away live and people taking a few minutes to find us. Just a little, intro video made available to everyone that's in my Ecamm Live Academy. So yeah, great to have you in here. Awesome stuff. Wonderful. So loads of people on from all around the place. Sherry, hey, good to have you. Just spotting names that I know. Customers. Really looking forward to seeing this. So, hey, Robin. Rachel's on with me as well. Natasha, good to see you. True, hi there. Rafael. Sunstal Racing. Inviting people on smartphone. Right, okay, hang on to the questions. We're going to come to those in just a minute. So let me first of all just show you something about what this looks like. And then we'll come back and we'll answer some specific questions. And some of them Ken might need to answer, but I think we've got a good handle on it. We've got a feel for what's going on. So, right. I'll jump over to here for a minute. So, what happens is now then is if I let me just move that off of this window and I'll let you have a look. If I share my screen with you and I can do this live demo mode, and you should be able to see my whole window now. So I can move this around and I can have this set up however I want. I can kind of move this main window and all the little tabs and overlays. I choose whether I want to have my scenes open or not, my sound levels, all of these things, comments going down here. But notice that there is now this new tab called Interview, and it allows me to see myself. And then so the way this works is I can copy a link, send it to a guest, and they can log in from any device with a web browser on it. So they could come in from a phone, yes, answering a question there. They could come in from their computer. They don't need to have Ecamm. They don't need Skype or Zoom or any other platform. They can just literally, when they click the link that I send them, it will open up a web browser and they get to set their camera, set their microphone. When they're ready, they join and they come into the chat with me. I can preset in advance. So if I go into this, if you're a scenes user, and you should be, a big fan of scenes, you can come down here. And so in advance, I've allocated me on the left, guest one on the right, and I've allocated another scene just for my guest. And then we can do this guest screen share as well. We'll have a look at that one. So, I can preset this in advance, or actually, I've got to say, for me, who's really organized and I love my scenes, actually, this works really well, staying in one scene with the features that you've got in here. So I reckon, Ken, if you're able and ready, if you want to come and join us, let's have a look and see what happens. So I'm going to need to move that chat down a bit and pull this window down. Let's see what happens when Ken comes in. Look, there you go. So I get this little notification saying Ken is joining. I can hit the green button, and Ken is now in the green room. So he hasn't come into my chat now. So what I can do is, you can see these buttons here. I can either say, sorry, Ken, to leave you hanging there. I can either say add left, and that will put Ken on the left side of me, add right, and he comes on the right. Or what I can do is assign him to the guest that I've already preset. And so then when I went on to that other scene that said me plus guest, it's going to auto-populate and bring him in. So let me jump down to that scene. And here we go. Hey, right. I'm going to come off of sharing this window, the live demo mode. Let's come back to this. Ken, great to have you on.
I'm so happy to be on. with someone who has 111,000 YouTube subscribers. Congratulations on that.
Hey, and you get one of these, Ken, when you get there. Look at that.
What? That is so cool.
I think Ecamm should start producing these when we're...
Was that for the 100,000 mark?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
No, thank you so much. You must be very excited about today.
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. I know that this is really new, and I'll be spending the day kind of making lists.
Yeah.
And scratching my head a lot, but
getting everyone's feedback.
Getting a lot of feedback, feature requests, trying to track down what works and what doesn't. I heard you tell your audience a minute ago that they could use any browser.
Yeah.
Any computer. I have a feeling that won't completely be the case.
But that's why it's beta. Yeah, that it's you need to get it out there. You need to get a lot of people looking at it. People have got to accept that that's what it is as a beta. Yeah. Just to clarify that in a second. So if folk are looking in, you're happy that anyone who is an Ecamm customer can come and be a beta tester just by coming and joining your Facebook group, downloading the so it's a completely different version, isn't it? So you've got you can still have your main version of Ecamm and then run a beta one alongside it, and then you've just released an update. Is that right? Just in the last, or is it now released?
It is released now. People, they can either get it from the Ecamm Live Beta Facebook group, or if they just go to ecamm.com/beta, that's a place where you can get it if your security clearance does not allow you to have Facebook, or you just don't have Facebook. We have a sort of a portal page. Yeah, and I think that page will also be a good place to see whether or not we've got any information you need to know about the beta, what's in the latest update, and what you should try as the beta progresses. Okay. I'm sure this will be an evolving thing.
Yeah. So Katie's in the chat here with us. Katie, can you pop those links in for people? Just where we can go. I know I've put one in just to the main group there. What would be interesting, actually, what I'm keen, I'd like to have a bit of a play around with this, because I think this is one of the things that excites me with this is that it isn't just this, sitting side by side, and we can do this, and we could actually put some, frames and things. In fact, I did have one ready, but where's it gone? It's not in this scene. Don't worry about it. But I love the fact that we can do picture in picture, and we can move things around, and actually so I just got for instance, this comments window up earlier, and I think I'm right that if I bring, hang on a second, I know I've just lost. Hang on a minute. Why didn't you both come in? That's what happens when you play around with it, right? I'm going to come back to this one. I am going to bring Ken in on my side. And will this work then if I share my screen? We're playing around here, guys. What I wanted to do was just see, I wanted to bring the comments up at the side of us. And getting this all live. I thought this would be a good window to have a look at, Ken. So what I'm trying to show is just how flexible this is, actually, that if we want to, we could do something like this, and we could set a scene up in advance, although it didn't work for me. And look, us two are on here, and then we're scrolling through, and we've got the chat feed at the side of us. So just huge options and flexibility with this that you wouldn't get in a standard way of doing a guest interview in a live stream.
One thing that I love about the way that we implemented this is the host has total control over my video. So Adrian, can you bring down my gamma a little bit? I'm looking a little bit washed out.
Yes.
I'm in the office here. Maybe you could darken my shirt up and make it look as black as yours.
I tell you what I can do as well, actually, is I could just zoom you in a little bit there and bring you up. So we're kind of looking closer on here. Yeah, we could give you a bit of a tan there, or
nice. Now I'm just on my built-in camera on my MacBook Pro, so I'm never going to look as good as you do. But I didn't have a chance to set up
No.
any kind of studio this morning.
We can
I'm so excited to
flick you up.
we
can't get it back.
Along with this being release day for the public beta, this is also our lease starts today on another whole office area where we're going to have a whole test studio set up.
Oh, really?
And interview. So I'm going to need to talk to you and maybe Luria and for some tips on what we should get. It's actually right on the side of this wall is a big room. It's totally empty right now. It used to be a yoga studio. So we're going to set up like a big green screen wall and all the equipment and lighting that we need and some soundproofing and stuff. It's going to be so exciting. But anyway,
fantastic.
Back to the speaker.
Yeah. That'd be awesome to see. Right, let me just see. I'm going to scroll back up here a bit. Guys, let's have any questions that you've got on here. Let's. I did just see somebody was asking earlier, and it's probably gone way off in the chat there. Post again, guys. The easiest thing is if you've asked a question above and I've missed it, then post again. Let's have a look. So somebody said, how many guests can we have on an interview? Says Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. Ken, do you want to answer that?
Sure.
Sorry, it's already been answered. It's there in the chat there.
4. So you can have up to 4 different people calling in. So that's a 5-person show if it's yourself and 4 people who've joined via your link. If a fifth person calls, you simply have to hang up on one of the original 4 before you can pick up the 5th person. So it's not that they won't be able to try to join if they're a 5th person, but you won't be able to actually connect to more than 4 of them at a time. And that's really just because the more people that you add, the more load there is on your system, and we wanted to make sure people had a good experience and weren't trying to bring on 25 people and crushing their network and their computer.
So Juliet's saying then how many people in total in the green room? Is there a limit on that?
People are only in the green room once you connect to them. So that's the same.
Okay,
the same
right.
idea.
So it's not that they're there, but I didn't know that you meant they could sit there, but then only have 5 on the screen, 4 on the screen.
There isn't like a waiting room per se. But
okay.
It's pretty flexible, and I think people will be able to figure out how to bring in a succession of people in and out of the green room without that ability.
Someone's saying there, Michael's just saying, is this stable enough to start use for a live? Absolutely. I've been using this for a few weeks now. We're running it now. I think it's always the case I realize it's a beta version, but I don't think I've ever run the beta and found that I've had problems with it. It's pretty stable by the time you even put it out to us, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been using this for our lives, for our monthly Q&A. Adrian's been using it a lot. We've had a group of people trying it out. Not a ton of people, but it's been being used, and I would say that it's stable. Worst case, you may have to have your guest try to come in on a different computer if maybe they're trying to join from their Microsoft Internet Explorer and that's not connecting. They can just pick up Chrome or grab their phone and try from there. So it may not. I would say that it's not going to crash your live. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And if it does, if you do think that there's an issue unrelated to the interview part of it, you can always just fire up the normal version of Ecamm Live. The beta download is not going to replace your 3511 normal version of Ecamm Live. It's a separate app that can live on your computer. Yep. It's named differently. It's called Ecamm Live Beta, and you can have both of them on your computer at the same time.
Yeah.
And open up one and quit the other, and vice versa. That's what a lot of our beta testers do.
As a tip, really, I think although Ken only came in partway into this, I reached out to him beforehand and said, "Can we just quickly jump on and make sure everything's okay?" And I think if you've got that opportunity, if a guest is coming in from their phone or from another device, whatever it be, if possible, reach out to them before the actual live and say, "Can we just jump on for 5 minutes and check it all works. I think that's
Absolutely.
good practice with a live anyway.
You got to test it. I mean, like any video conferencing related thing, you know how every Zoom call starts. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You don't want to be doing that live on the air while someone realizes that their headphones aren't plugged in or their speakers are muted.
And that's a good point, actually. Notice that neither of us are using headphones. The echo cancellation in this works really well. Might be that because of the devices that people are on, that's again part of this beta that we might just find out a few bugs there. But at the minute, we're working away on here with no headphones and doing a great job.
Yeah, and if you run into a problem with feedback, just put on the headphones.
Yeah,
but you may not need them, but
have them handy.
Like, I can hear myself or whatever. Just grab your iPhone headphones, have them, and then use those instead, and you'll sound better. You'll probably sound a little better anyway. Yeah,
cool. Juliet's just asking there about 120 time limit. The deal, Juliet, with that is that as either on the trial version or on standard, you get a 2-hour limit on it that you can actually interview, and it shows me at the top of my window how many hours I've still got remaining. And if you're on a pro account, which you're really going to want to be, then you either get 20 hours a month or 250 hours a year, depending on whether that's a monthly plan or an annual plan that you're on.
And that's a good point. This is a pro feature, but what we've decided to do is, if you're already on a standard plan, you'll be able to trial it and give it a shot and see it for 2 hours. That's really just designed as a way for you to try it out, and then once you upgrade to pro, you get what we think will be enough hours for the vast majority of people to do their interviewing. 20 hours a month it comes out to about like a couple of hour interview about every other day. I mean, if you're someone who's interviewing a couple of hours every day, what would that would be like 50 or 60 hours. You can actually purchase in-app really easily more time. We don't expect that to be too common because we're giving so much up front, and it's not designed to make you nervous or give you range anxiety. It's just designed to give you enough to be able to do what we thought would be a normal amount of interviewing.
I think that's very generous. Absolutely. Natasha's just saying on there, does Ecamm export the audio version of the interview also? It doesn't send it out as a separate file. What I've tended to do is just, you can go to that file straight away afterwards. If you open it up in QuickTime, then from QuickTime, you can, quick as anything, just export the audio. I don't know about you, Ken, but that's how I've been doing it if I wanted just the audio version.
I mean, if you're making a recording, you can export it. We have on the list of future features ability to make isolated recordings of the audio.
Because I know there's quite a few people there's a lot that record their podcasts this way, don't they? That you don't actually have to go live. You could just do a record only, interview your guest, and then take that copy away.
That's coming down the line. We're just trying to get a handle on people's workflow so we can make sure that it's easy for them and that it's doing what they really need. And as I understand it, people want to just be able to edit it together later. So that's coming. But right now, this is making a recording on Adrian's computer. That's a movie file, and so he can export the sound from that later. And and he can ride the volume levels now and make sure that we're all balanced, so that when he
I was just going to show that as you're talking, Ken. I've just changed back to my live demo mode to show Mike that I've got a sound levels control there, and I can see my audio and I can see the interview audio down here, and check that along with any videos that are coming in or anything else like that. Cool. Right, let me jump back down. Are you okay for time, Ken? I know it's a busy day for you.
Yeah, I'm good. I saw a comment come down of someone saying, I am an OG Ecamm Live user from the old days, and I have the...
Where's that from? Sorry.
Do I need to upgrade to Pro to use this, and how does that work? I think for you OG people, when you activate interview mode, I think that you will get 20 hours of time allotted to your account.
Okay.
But since you don't have a subscription, that 20 hours won't renew each month. So you're just being granted 20 hours just up front, I think. I have to check on the details, but if you upgrade to Pro, we have a Pro upgrade path for you that is a good deal. Then you will start getting the normal amount of renewal of your time.
Yep.
So
Meredith was just saying they're really excited.
I did a speed test here at the office before I came on, and I had 12 megabit upload speed and something like 50 megabit download speed. And the reason I just didn't stay around my house to do this is because I have really lousy internet at home, and my wife and kids are all on Zoom calls.
Yeah.
So I came down here to make sure that my internet would not be interrupted and that would look real clear. I am seeing one thing that people might be wondering is, what am I seeing as the guest on the?
We can't share your screen, can we? Because it's going to loop.
Yeah, if I share my screen, you'll just see a giant tunnel effect. But basically, I could describe it briefly. Like, I'm just on a web page. I see the whole top of the screen here is just the show. So I'm seeing what you guys are seeing, and there's a way for me to change my camera. If I had a cam link attached or something, I could be fancier. There's a way for me to share my screen, and there's a button for me to hang up, and that's really all it has right now. For the guest, it's a very simple interface. We wanted to keep it really clean and simple. Yeah. But the one thing that is so cool that I'm watching right now is the guest actually sees the comment feed of the show. So without having to dial up YouTube, I can actually see all of you guys' comments scrolling down the side of my screen, my web page, and I can also see the viewer count at the top. So I really love this, because a lot of times when you bring a guest into your show, they've got they've got YouTube open on their phone and they're trying to monitor the comments, and it just creates a kind of a big mess, because half the time they turn the sound on, and then you get this echoing effect going.
Trying to work out what's going wrong, and
and so the guest won't need to have the live open in order to follow along with the interaction from the viewers. Paul's suggesting maybe I just make a quick screen grab here.
Yeah, I did think that actually, and you can send me that if you want on Messenger.
Let me do that.
While you're doing that, James was just saying, I mean, I'm way back in the chat. Sorry, guys. We're having a good chat and I'm missing your questions on it. James was just saying this would be really good to produce for somebody else. Absolutely, James. That's kind of why I just flicked over there. I could turn my own picture in. Whoops, let's change that. I can turn my own picture in, picture off. I could just sit back here and produce for somebody else. I know churches and other places that do that, a pastor is the talent and you're sitting producing it. Great idea. Ping it over, Keno. All right.
I'm messaging you the screenshot.
Fantastic.
With my screen.
Ken sent me a photo, so we can just drag that in. And let's pop that in over the front. So there you go. That's seeing exactly what Ken is seeing there. I'll move myself off and then just pull that up so you can see.
You could just drag it in as an overlay.
Yeah, I am, but my picture-in-picture's set to sit over the top. So there we go. That's what Ken's seeing there on his screen. Is his little window, and you can actually change this over as well, can't you, Ken? So you can choose whether you want to see the feed or just your camera, and you can just switch between those two. To screen share, that comes in as another screen, and then this is the chat that you're talking about down the side there.
Yep.
And you're in dark mode. You can change that around as well. Oh, sorry, no, you're not. Your background is. You've got a dark mode as well, haven't you? That just blackens the screen there and reverses.
Go for a black background.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. You're probably further ahead than me in the chat then, because I paused mine and Any other big questions you're seeing, Ken, that you'd like to jump on?
Let me see here. Someone's asking about the green screen. Yeah, if I had a green screen behind me, which I don't, Adrian
I
could
very nearly said that. We should have done
control my backdrop.
that.
I didn't have a chance to put it up.
No.
But,
yeah, so it would. So yeah, I could then control your green screen. I mean, I think even it wouldn't do anything, would it, in that color? It wouldn't.
For white? No, probably not.
It wouldn't pick anything. Oh, it's slightly going there. Yeah, I can almost pick it up. And choose a background to put behind that. You get a feel for how it would work. This is yeah. If that were green behind you. In fact, we had a laugh. We did it actually in the tutorial video that I put together. I got Owen to be my guest, and actually I green screened him and sat him alongside me, so it looked like we were sitting there together. It really came out well.
Yeah, and if you're on a mobile device, the interface is pretty much exactly the same. You could flip your camera to the front or the back. There really isn't that much difference. The chat feed, I think you need to turn your phone sideways to see the chat feed as a guest. But and it works great on iPad as well. We were doing some testing today from the iPad, and it looked beautiful on the
Fantastic.
iPad. And in mobile Safari is the app that you need to use on the iPhone. For some reason, Firefox and Chrome on iPhone doesn't seem to have access to the camera.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's changing, but we are just putting up a message saying, no, go over to Safari, paste this into Safari, because that's where iPhone is at right now as far as this working.
Okay. Yes. I'm just seeing Professor Sergio saying on here about presenting slides on the side. Yes, you can do. There's different ways of coming at this. You can either in the same way that we've just brought an image on, that could be a PDF and that can scroll through if you save your slideshow out, or actually, if you ran it off of an iPad or something, you could bring that in as another feed, and Ecamm will see it as another camera source. So in the same way that Ken's on here, that could be my screen coming through from another device sharing a PowerPoint.
Yeah, and the Bitcoin master, he's asking about bandwidth. If you have 8 megabit up, I mean, this will add a little bit to your bandwidth because the live feed is being sent to your guests as well as YouTube or wherever it's going. But all of these different services, they'll just adjust their bit rate. So if Ecamm detects that it doesn't have enough bandwidth for YouTube, it will just lower your quality a little bit.
Yeah.
And if the guest doesn't have enough bandwidth, you'll just see it start to get a little bit less quality in what's coming from the guest. One thing that we've noticed with the way we're doing this is when you connect the moment you connect, you may see a little bit of pixelation, and then it takes about 5 seconds or 10 seconds for the image to clear up. So
yeah,
if you connect and you're like, the quality, just like count to 10, and it should clear up.
Yeah.
So the way our service works is I guess it starts out at a default rate, and then once it sees you have tons of bandwidth, it will bring that quality up, and it should clear up and look good. So give it a second.
There's a fantastic job. It is, I know you're on the laptop, your webcam there, but when we were testing it out before, it's incredibly sharp quality coming through. It's the software isn't limiting anything anyway, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Owen's got a question about if you're on mobile, can you leave your browser, or will that disconnect you? I'm pretty sure. I want to say that the way the iPhone at least does it, if you leave mobile Safari, the image that you will just turn black. I don't think mobile Safari allows the camera to run when you are not in the Safari. That's a security thing. They don't want apps that aren't open to be able to use the camera. So if you can leave, but the video, your guest will, the host will stop seeing you, but I don't think it will disconnect you. I think it will just turn black.
Okay, fair enough. which is a similar question to what Sunstall Racing is saying there about what happens if you run out of time. I think you just got to check it, really, haven't you? It tells you at the top of my screen. It says I've got so many hours of interviewing time remaining. So just don't start a live if it's an hour or less.
There's a warning that comes up at a certain point.
Oh, is there?
It's really easy to buy more inside the app. It's like one click.
Yeah.
But if you do run out of time, I think it just ends the call.
Okay.
Ends the connection.
And I'll let. I was going to suggest what the price is, but I'll let you or Katie say where we're at. What's the extra if you do want to buy?
I want to say you can buy 20 hours more time for $15.
Yeah, that's what I'd got in mind. I just didn't want to say the wrong number.
Yeah.
I think that's what Katie had mentioned to me. So can you talk about using Zoom with this, says James? Can you bring in your guests in interview mode and then use virtual cam to go live on Zoom?
Sure.
I guess. Yeah. In the same way that you could have. Yeah.
Nothing's changed in that regard. This is just a
and
different
actually,
way to
you'd
bring
probably
people
do
into
the
your show.
presenter. You'd probably connect to Zoom in that kind of presenter mode, wouldn't you? Rather than like sharing. No, forget that. Yeah, just don't know.
I don't use that workflow a lot, but I know a lot of people want to take their live and their output of Ecamm into Zoom.
Right.
And there's a few ways to do that. It's not a workflow that we totally have a lot of control over because Zoom is always changing your quality. So some people tell us that, oh, I'm doing this and that, and my guests say that I look blurry. There's not a lot that we can do about that end of it, since it's all on Zoom.
And you're not getting, there's no audio goes. How does, well, you can't play movies and things like that. It's just the video feed, isn't it, that goes out of Ecamm into.
Yeah, there's ways to connect the audio, but we have articles about how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's not talk about Zoom. We're here to talk about interview mode and Ecamm Live.
And actually, I've been replacing. I've been doing some of my coaching calls and things on here rather than Zoom. So I'm seeing this as a replacement very much. I love it. It gives me a better quality local recording.
We used it for our team meeting last week. We just said, instead of meeting on Zoom, you want to meet on Ecamm Live.
Yeah.
We weren't even streaming it or recording it. We just called each other as a test.
Yeah.
And,
no, I did it to Katie the other day and did the same thing and just went, yeah, let's meet on here. Works so well. So any other questions? And then I'll let Ken head away if he wants.
Basically, everyone who's interested should just go ahead and give it a try.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to give it a try, and see how it works for you. And then make sure that if you do give it a try and you have questions or feedback or issues, knock on wood, let us know. And the best way to do that is just to open a support ticket, explain to the nice person who answers that you're on the beta and that you have a question or an issue.
Yep.
That will come right to the right place, and we will keep you posted on what we find. If you have a specific problem with a specific guest, make sure you include in your support ticket the time that you were doing it, so that we can have try to look on the back end and see information about your connection.
Okay.
So if you can tell us exactly when you were doing it, we can check out the call quality or etc. But only if we know when it was and who you were.
Yeah.
Juliet,
that's entirely up to you. I think that if you want to, if you're doing a lot of coaching, one-to-ones, whatever, you just got to weigh that up. I think 20 hours is very generous. Actually, I mentioned it to Katie the other day and said I think that's you've landed on the perfect number there, really.
At the same time, we're the feedback Juliet's giving there. That's exactly the kind of feedback we're looking for. If we get a ton of people saying the same kinds of feedback, that's when we act on that. Yeah. On that category of feedback and try to make it better for people.
Come on, look. Yes, absolutely. Ken, yeah, while you're there, I mean, this has been fantastic. And I know this has been a while in the making, really. You had, who knew COVID was going to come along and totally disrupt things? I think when we were back in March, you were testing this out, weren't you, when we were at Social Media Marketing World? And but this is a fantastic feature, and I think it is, as people have said earlier, it is a game changer.
Yeah. We were planning this for the spring, and of course, the spring didn't go as planned for most people in the world, and the summer was hectic.
Yeah.
But we're glad that we have it out for the fall. So we're only half a year late with what we announced when we were all out in San Diego in the beginning of March. But
it's been totally understood. That's you've been supporting people. You've been priorities have shifted, haven't they? Really, it's not been sort of the behind the scenes development. It's been out on the front there trying to support everyone that suddenly needed to live stream. So I think you've done amazing.
All right, Adrian, I'm gonna hop off and see how things are going with the beta.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much. Great to have you on. And tell you what I'm going to do, actually, before you disappear, can I just do a live demo mode? And if I can kind of remove you from this end and then let people see how this works. So I can now just come back to, I can remove. So before I do, thank you so much, Ken. Really appreciate a big day for you. I hope you have plenty of sleep. Hope it goes really well for you today.
All that you do for us.
No problem at all. No, thank you so much. And our thanks back to the team. Again. We'd love that. Yes, thank you. Well, we'll see what questions come, and it may well be that there's a follow-up needed to chat through afterwards, and we'll definitely get the green screen going next time. But thank you so much.
Bye.
Just to show you guys, then this is how it would. I could remove. I could either go solo on myself, which has now taken Ken back into the green room. And then, so he's still there and he can see me and he can hear me and I can see him, but he's now not on the live. So all I got to do is hit the red button. It feels awful, Ken, but sorry. I'll let you get on with your day. And there we go. So now it's back to me and he's not sitting there anymore. Guys, isn't this amazing? I have been super excited about this, and I love what the team have done putting this together. Where have I gone? I've just changed my windows around. There we go. That's my comments feed over here that I've got. Playing around with this. I'm still here, happy to hang on, answer any more questions that you've got, except my picture's just changed there. Let me just change that over. This is me winging it with you, as they say. Got a custom backdrop that I like yourself. Okay, so Natasha's just raising a good point there. You've got a custom backdrop that you like yourself, and guest video to be on top of it. How would it work? So if that's an image, you can change their green screen around. So if they've got a green screen, you can put an image behind them, whatever you want. So it could either be that same image, or you could actually, like I was saying, you could cut them out picture in picture. And in the same way that where have I gone? This is what happens when you mess with scenes. Let me just pop a new scene in there a second, just with me. So I could actually put myself here and green screen my guest to sit at the side of me. Works really well. If you have a look in that tutorial video that we've done, we've just made that available this morning. You'll see us actually doing that. I got Owen to come on with me and we really had a play around. There's nothing else that gives you this flexibility when interviewing. It's not just side by side, or very limited. I can do anything with this. It's incredible. I've got all the power that I would do sitting here normally, but I now get to bring a guest in as easy as possible. And everyone that I've spoken to and brought them in as a guest has said how easy it was, how clean it was, how nice to see the chat there. Everything's there that you need without any fuss. Okay, so yeah, understood, Juliet. So it might not be a fit for you. For me, it is, because mine are all one-to-ones, and it works really well. Huge potential, absolutely, for podcasting, and lots of people are doing this. You know, bring a guest in, talk to them side by side. It's a nicer way, maybe, than just doing it without that being able to see their face. You can set everything up in here with your levels, make sure that you're both okay, and then hit record. Yeah, it doesn't need to be alive. And as Ken said earlier, that stripping out a separate audio file is, on the to-do list. But for now, it's easy as anything just to open it up in QuickTime and save it back out again. Raphael, good to see you again. Yeah, come on, where are the likes? If you interview less than an hour, does it keep extra minutes? Oh, good question. Sorry. Yep. Katie's come back and said, yes, it does. Brilliant. Really pleased to get Ken on. Appreciate. I kind of thought we were pushing our luck a bit. It's a busy day. So everyone's liking this. So excited to start using it. So it is there now. You can head over to that Facebook beta group. If you've already got the beta version of Ecamm, it'll be telling you there's an update. As soon as you do, you've now just got a little icon that comes down on your screen, another little thumbnail with a picture-in-picture, a guest symbol. And if I just share my screen again with you. So here is my, you can move these around wherever you want. So I've just got a little symbol at the bottom to copy my link, send that to my guest. They can open it up from anywhere and bring them in. Just know that if they're, ideally, if they're coming in from a phone and they're coming in portrait, you're not going to get them doing a full screen width across. So ideally, maybe if you're talking to somebody in advance, you might say, can you open it up in landscape if you're on a phone? But always better to do from a computer. Juliet's mind's blown. Come on. We've had access to this, but we've had to keep quiet about it for a month or so now. And I just love it. I really do. I love Ecamm. Honestly, it's, I know I've created this academy around it. The guys are fantastic to work with. And this is just one of those tools that I can't do without. Genius, best thing that's happened in 2020. Come on, yeah, and don't we need a bit of that? So you can go away, I think, like Ken said, have a go at this. Even if you're not a pro customer, you can sign up for the beta and go and at least have a couple of hours. Bring a guest in. You could record something. You don't actually have to do a live. Have a play with it and see how it goes. Miss the beginning, but is screen sharing and slides still available? Yeah. So everything that you could do before, everything that I can do as a normal live, I can do the same thing again and just bring my guest on. And if you scroll back, you'll see, or if you watch this back, you'll see that I brought Ken on side by side. Better still, watch in the description is the tutorial video that we recorded and released this morning. And that goes even further into depth. And you can see it's nicely zoomed in on different areas and you can see exactly what's going on. Good stuff. It is a big day indeed. Challenge and course launches next week. Yeah, totally. Well, I've got an interview with somebody that we've been pushing back for weeks and I keep going, it is coming soon. Let's wait until we've got it because we really want to try this feature out. Are the minutes for live streaming and recording only? Yeah, so only when I hit that button. Maybe Ecamm's already asked. Yeah, well done. Katie, you're doing a cracking job of answering the questions. Does it automatically mute the guest? Yeah, when they're sitting there, they will come in, and I'm not sure now whether because I preset scenes for them to come in, I've preset them to say interview muted or I'm muted, and I've worked it that way around. So looking forward to it. Yep. Jake, lag in terms of if it depends on quite how you're meaning lag there. I think people use that if you're talking about an audio, a delay, that's one thing. And yes, you can sort that out inside Ecamm. There's a button in there to do that. If you're talking about the delay in the live from you saying something and then the audience hearing it, in YouTube, you can adjust the latency setting that will minimize that delay. Yeah, but there is always that delay in you saying it to what your guests are hearing, if that's what you're meaning. Yep. Well, that is what it is, Julia. Isn't it? Sorry, maybe I'm wrong there. I'll see. I know it's already been answered higher up. Hi, Eileen. How you doing? Good to see you on here. Yeah, awesome. Right. Well, I've caught up to the end of there. I think this is great. It's super exciting. I encourage you to have a go at it. The guys will let you into the beta group. You can go and give it a try. Oh, sorry, is this a question? Current Ecamm Live Academy members. Oops. Get you on new material. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, sorry for missing this. Thank you, Rachel, for putting it in front of me. She's sitting at the side of me here. So as I'm updated, so all this new training, and we're recording some new videos and things like how to do a scene like this as well, all into the Ecamm Live Academy. And if you've come through the Ecamm Live Academy before, you always get all the new videos. So absolutely, you're going to see a change to level 3 when we get to interviewing. I mean, there is still the option. Not everyone's going to want pro. Not everyone's going to want to be doing this. So that ability to still bring a guest in on Skype is still there and will remain. But I think if anyone is doing interview, this would be a perfect reason to upgrade and go for pro, just to get that 20 hours a month, or the $250 if you want to pay an annual and get the discount. Yeah. So, and on that note, actually, Ecamm Live Academy is coming up. What I need to just do is flick back here. So, Ecamm Live Academy is what we run, and we open it 4 times a year typically, and we open it up I think we had 220 people in last time before we actually shut the door. We've got a waiting list. It is going to start up in, 10 days time now. A week on Monday, we'll be starting the Ecamm Live Academy again. And a lot of the guys that are here in the chat have come through it. And it is a fantastic way for you to, I've got training that gets delivered out over 5 days, and then you get a further week to practice it. And within a wonderful community, we get on lives every day. I set you challenges. Interviewing will be a big part of it this time around. And would love you to come and join us. There's a link to it again in the description of this YouTube video. Would love you if you can sign up at the minute. The doors aren't open until Monday. If you sign up now, those that are on the wait list get early access, and tomorrow the doors will be open for them. So you can get on that if you want to. And Katie and the other guys are on hand and can come in and join us and answer questions. But it's a fantastic boot camp to get you going. And as you've heard here, as updates come, the videos will be yours for life. If you've come through previously and you want to take advantage of an alumni discount, you can come back through for half price. If you've already been through, you've already got the material, you can just come and join us for the live experience again. You will all get an email sent out to you on Monday morning. Got some fans in here. I love it. Thank you very much, guys. Well done. Thank you, Katie. And Katie, great job in here as well for answering and running alongside us. Thank you so much. I know you've got a busy day. Katie works really hard behind the scenes, making all of this happen. And thank you so much, Katie, for yourself and the rest of the team for all that you're doing. So there it is, guys. There's more lives to come. It's going to be a busy day in Ecamm's world, go give it a play. Jump onto a live that Laria's doing in, 2 hours time, just over 2 hours. Laria's on with Glenn, and we'll be doing another interview over on the Ecamm page. So have a little play with it. Any questions that you've got, you can jump back onto that live and ask the questions away over there. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. It just jumped. Yes, Katie is awesome. Lydia's just saying there, game changer. 2 years using Ecamm. You helped me with the awesome tool. Yeah, and you were an awesome help in there as well, Lydia. Come on, Natasha. Get on that list. We've got nearly 400 people on a wait list and 250 spaces. So, yeah, it's very popular and it works really well. If you're into this, Midori, isn't she? You would know. If you an Ecamm user, definitely come and join us. And actually, if you're watching this and you're not even on Ecamm, you can get a 14-day trial, totally free, and still come and join us in the Academy. And even on a trial, you get 2 hours to try the interview feature. It'll just be watermarked down in the bottom corner there. All right. So, yeah, come on, Natasha. Come and join us. We are just getting ourselves all ramped up and ready for it. All the last few videos being made. Yeah, come on, Midori. We love you too. It's a lot of love in the room. All right. Okay. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Please, you can leave comments in the chat down here anyway. Be sure to subscribe. So we're doing a lot more of these live videos and just jumping up. I am going to be coming in here and doing a live demo of how to create the window that I just had up here a minute ago, how to do comments like this. I'm going to do a walkthrough tutorial like that. Owen, who's just joined us recently, my son, is doing a marketing apprenticeship, and he's telling me, come on, we need to get on live doing some more of these videos. So be sure to subscribe over here on our channel, get a notification every time we go live, and you don't want to miss out on all this. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Been great to have you here. And Jake just gave me a lovely testimonial the other day, actually, about the Academy. Yeah. Another great Brit, eh? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Katie and the team. Yeah. Okay. I'll leave it there. Have a great day. All the best. Bye.